Queen Camilla will not be attending the funeral for Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, as she recovers from an illness. The Catholic service will take place at Westminster Cathedral, in London, on Tuesday, Sept. 16, at 2 p.m. local time. Buckingham Palace recently confirmed in a release, following the Duchess of Kent's death at age 92 on Sept. 4. The historic funeral will mark the first time in several hundred years that the royal family has attended a Catholic requiem mass for one of its members. However, people can now confirm that the Queen, 78, will not be among attendees. A Buckingham Palace spokesman said that she was suffering from acute sinusitis, which is an infection that causes the sinuses to become inflamed and swollen, per the Mayo Clinic. The Queen is still expected to be able to attend all the engagements for the visit of President Donald Trump over the coming days, People understands. With great regret, Her Majesty the Queen has withdrawn from attendance at this afternoon's Requiem Mass for the Duchess of Kent as she is recovering from acute sinusitis, the statement from the palace said. Her thoughts and prayers will be with the Duke of Kent and all the family, it added. Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, has been informed, and is said to fully understand the Queen's decision. He had sent his best wishes for a speedy recovery. Queen Camilla travelled down from Scotland earlier on Tuesday, Sept. 16 and is expected to rest at Windsor Castle ahead of an upcoming busy few days. King Charles will now lead the royal family at the funeral service honoring the Duchess of Kent. Prince William and Kate Middleton, both 43, will also be among the mourners. After the funeral, the Duchess of Kent's coffin will be taken by hearse to the royal burial ground at Frogmore, Windsor, Buckingham Palace said in a release, adding, flags will be half-masted at all official royal residences flying the Union flag on the day of the funeral. The Duchess of Kent was Roman Catholic, and her funeral will be historic as the first Catholic funeral for a member of the British royal family in modern history. The service will also be the first royal funeral at Westminster Cathedral since its construction in 1903. Ahead of the funeral proceedings, her coffin rested in the private chapel at Kensington Palace, where she lived at Wren House. On Monday, the coffin was moved within London to the cathedral, where a private vigil with rite of reception and vespers was held. The event was attended by some members of the royal family, led by the Duke of Kent. He was seen arm in arm with his daughter Lady Helen Taylor. Other attendees included Prince Michael of Kent, Lady Gabriella Kingston, Lord Frederick Windsor and his wife Sophie Winkleman. It was preceded on departure from Kensington Palace by a piper from the Royal Dragoon Guards, for which Catherine had been the Deputy Colonel-in-Chief since the regiment's inception in 1992. The bearing party, which received the coffin at the cathedral, was also formed by the Royal Dragoon Guards. The Duchess of Kent is survived by her husband, the Duke of Kent, their 3 children and 10 grandchildren. As well as being attended by members of the royal family, guests at Catherine's funeral will also include friends and representatives from her charitable affiliations. The Duchess of Kent was a passionate advocate for music education and accessibility, and even secretly spent a decade as a music teacher. The family service will also reflect her special relationships with the military. As her royal biography outlines, the Duchess was the Deputy Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Dragoon Guards and the Deputy Colonel-in-Chief of the Adjutant General's Corps and the Royal Logistics Corps until her death.